So, thank you very much for joining our topic today. Yeah, obviously, coming from the text and the teachings of this great master. Yes, Panchadashi. So, this master says that only knowledge is required. So, when we know knowledge, and this knowledge is awareness, it is an experience, and it is. So, awareness, knowledge, and experience. What is the way to remove ignorance? Ignorance can be removed by knowledge. Opposite of ignorance is knowledge. And opposite of action is inaction. So I cannot remove any ignorance by action because it is not opposite of ignorance. So from there, that principle is expanded, and then understanding came that meditation or mindfulness is a non-practice. That is the idea, that meditation or mindfulness is a non-practice, and only I have to know. What to know? The real self. Oh, I'm very intelligent. You tell me, I will know everything. So that is what I'm going to talk about it. No, I'm very intelligent. So the master says, I'm repeating it again, and then we will go a little deeper. Satsangatve nisasangatvam, by satsang, by listening and learning from a teacher, contemplating and reflecting, results into nisasangatvam. Do you remember? I told you a couple of times. Nisasangatva means dispassion. Nisasangatve nirmohatvam, from the dispassion, as you continue the journey, understanding. So what happens? The dispassion results into removing the delusion, absence of delusion. And what happens when there is an absence of delusion? It results into natural state of the mind, one-pointedness. You need not to control your mind, to focus, to concentrate. It's naturally controlled. And then Nishchal Tattve Jivana Mukti, with that one-pointedness that you receive after dispassion, removing the delusion, what happens? It results into awakening to the real self. This is what. So as we have been understanding that every verse has a cryptic language, and then we are going to understand. So satsang literally means company of masters who followed the tradition of self-discovery. Why? To remove ignorance. No, but why not science? To remove ignorance? Do you have an answer? Why not science? It is also knowledge. Now, if that question comes to your mind, I will say you are right. Do you use telescope to see the cells? Or do you use electron microscope to see the stars? No? You're making a wrong argument. So you are also making a wrong argument. The science cannot find the real self. Science is one stream of knowledge that gives you one type of knowledge. And Eastern wisdom is another stream of knowledge that gives you another. Did you get it? No, I got it, yeah. So if you get it, you are awakened. So satsang is an acceptance in the mind and intellect by a person who has become a seeker. Who is searching to end suffering, who is committed to discover who am I. What do you mean by commitment? We have to understand it's a non-practice. Commitment means that you keep your ego in abeyance. Keep your ego in transactional reality, but if you don't keep your ego in abeyance, why? Why? Ask. Because ego keeps all the past knowledge and experiences in your mind, and then you will ask a wrong question. Then you lose being a seeker. I already pointed out to a show. You can ask. 26 years. You have been going to Guruji for 26 years. It caused ignorance and will continue to argue. That ego with the past knowledge will continue to argue. So to get rid of this, we need a commitment, and commitment is to keep your ego in abeyance. Why? Because it will put a wrong reasoning. What is the no? What do you think? I'm not intelligent. I'm intelligent. So I had a dream tonight, Sam. You also dream, so I also have a dream. I'm trying to explain this verse based on the dream that I had. What dream I had? I dreamed that Bill Gates went to meet my master. I already told you that in an interview, he said that I lived loveless life with Melinda. That is why I divorced. So Bill went to my master and asked him, I lived loveless life. What should I do? That's the problem. And the next question he asked, how should I discover love in Melinda Gates? Because I'm dreaming, I'm watching. I'm listening the conversation. That is what I'm telling you. I really dreamed. Randy says, good. So 2 questions, understand. I lived loveless life. What should I do? How should I discover love in Melinda? To avoid suing, I'm using only Melinda and Bill. There may be many Bill. Why I'm giving that example? Because if I go, I'm useless. I did not achieve anything worth in the material world. So, but if we use Bill and Melinda, our attention is drawn. So when we are desperate and wants to solve the problem, we claim as if we are committed. But ego working behind blocks the knowledge. And that gives the impurity to the mind. Master says satsang is required. You have to listen, contemplate, reflect. You don't need to practice if you are a seeker. Let's see. Are you enjoying my dream? Yes. So my master has a very typical, can I say typical attitude. So whenever you go to him and you say, go to the kitchen, have a tea and coffee, relax, and then return. We will talk. I have heard your question. In the monastery. When you go to ashram, he always say, no, you have come after a long travel. A typical style. Not attitude, but typical styles. When he knows the seeker shows desperation outside, as if he is committed, but keep his ego intact. My master always used hundreds of ways. I won't say tricks, but the way that he used to guide us. So after tea, Bill returned to the master. I'm avoiding suing, being sued. So now see that, I'm just reading. The master introduced the Bill to the audience sitting for satsang. Look, Bill, he is the wisest person in the world. We should agree, he is the wisest. More than half of the humanity is benefited in using his discoveries and inventions, computing, Windows. You may like it or you may hate him, but he's wise. But keep your goal clear. Meditation is a non-practice. So Bill, in a typical smiled. Yeah, you might have seen his interviews. It's a very typical smile and thanked the master. And the smile on his cheeks, brings the glow. Yes. The master said, pay attention. I know I cannot ever find what a wise person, how a wise person suffers from loveless life. So the master hates your ignorance. So first he introduced that he is the wisest person you see. And then he says, how a wise person suffers from the loveless life. Master said, you are great. You helped eradicate malaria in the world. Do you know that? I used to follow him a lot. Do you know that malaria eradication program in Africa, and including India and Southeast Asian countries? He donated billions of dollars. The master is saying, you are great, you help eradicate malaria in the world. You are working with the experts to provide clean water. He had another program, helping millions to get rid of many illnesses. Master came to the same question. He asked, how dare you suffer from loveless life when you are so wise? You are wise, intelligent, genius, and still suffering from loveless life. Master said, I do not understand. Pay attention to your daily life and living. Bill is not easily offended. That's why it's better to talk about the story of a Bill. We get easily offended, Now the master says, are you worthy of loveless life? Because you are so wise. You are wise. Are you worthy of loveless life? That too for 27 years, I'm amazed. Loveless life means sadness, emotional dependence. Do you agree? Frustration. And that too for 27 years. Master said it again. I'm not saying, I just, what I dreamed, I'm just conveying. I also love Bill. So don't feel that, I'm going against him. That too for 27 years, I'm amazed. Loveless life means sadness, emotional dependence, frustration for 27 years. You are genius. And you are suffering? I'm taken aback. Master is saying. Are some thoughts entering into your mind? Good. Master says, wise people do not suffer, grieve, and frustrate. Because you are wise. I know my master used to, when someone poses a problem, so he stopped looking at him and then he looks at the audience and he talks. So his message is for everyone. Not here, because don't take that message for yourself, because I'm just saying. I just said it. Wise people do not suffer, grieve, frustrated. You are wise. I have seen who grieves and suffer. Master said it again. Who grieves and suffer are fool, not wise. Now he's coming directly. Now I'm just telling you what I dreamed. I'm not saying anything in favor or against. Master says you are wise. Wise never suffer from loveless life. Loveless life is sad, suffering. Is it giving you? Loveless life means sadness, suffering, emotional dependence. Oh, Bill, wise people do not suffer. So you are suffering, it means you complete the sentence. Wise people do not. Now, I have told you a couple of times. Now, Master says, are you worthy of suffering? So Bill was staring at Master. So Master said, how you are benefited by loveless thought and a feeling and sadness? Tell me. Did you benefit? Because you are such a great businessman, so you had earned billions. You always do, that gives you the benefit. I came to know, I think you guys, especially, Americans know here, who are here, he's not only in the computer business, but he owns the largest chunk of land in US. Yeah, he supplies the food to many food chains. He's wise. So loveless life means sadness, suffering, emotional dependence. So well-wise people do not suffer. Are you wise? Complete the sentence. I leave to you. Did you benefit by sadness? You have been doing so many businesses. Are you benefited by sadness? Loveless life for 27 years. Now the message. Does loveless life ever exist? No, it exists. I know many of you started thinking, how can you say? I've been sad and suffering for so many years. The Master is asking, does loveless life ever exist? Don't answer me, but answer your own mind. It exists in ignorance, it does not exist in noise. Simple answer. Are you capable of donating me 1 million? Bill said, yes, I'm okay. If I find the solution, if I find the 11 million. Entire Eastern wisdom gives you that knowledge so that you set your thinking right. Because thinking contains the knowledge, and that knowledge liberates you from ignorance. That is all. But I should know the satsang. Yeah, I'm talking only of the first word, satsang. So Bill said yes. But how do you say yes? You can donate 1 million, whatever you say, 1 million Indian rupees or dollar. So Master said you have the capacity to donate. That is why you said yes. Now, sometimes people have the money, how can I donate even a single penny for meditation? It's always free. I cannot pay. But Bill did not say. Do you realize Melinda does not have a capacity to give you the love? That is why you are living a loveless life. Are you getting it? What I want to convey to you from the Eastern wisdom. If I have the capacity, I can give you. So now, first thing, did you realize that Melinda does not have the capacity to give you the love? So Bill said, I think you are right. You see that? How Master traps your mind. So understand. Don't get offended. I'm not criticizing Bill, I love him. I always use Windows. My preference that I don't like iPhone. And you will see that I am zero in understanding iPhone. My honey always likes iPhone. So did you realize that Melinda does not have a capacity to give you love, so you are living a loveless life? Bill said, I think you are right. Oh, good. If Melinda cannot and does not have the capacity to give you the love, why you are insisting? It's a trap. That is the beauty of the Eastern wisdom. Once you get it, and you get it. When we demand who does not have a capacity to give, I'm interpretation. Now my interpretation. I'm still in dreaming. So when we demand who does not have a capacity to give, you demand mind is obsessed with the seeking love. The mind does not see anything. Why you're not giving love? Your demand cannot be met, and still your mind is seeking love. That is why you are living a loveless life. Don't worry, climax has yet to come. Believe me, I dreamed it. Now tell me, Melinda. So, Bill, my dear genius, Master said. Master is saying, I'm not saying. Genius and wise. If Melinda gives you the loveless life, tell me, is Melinda object of loveless or sadness or suffering? Can any person be an object of sadness and suffering? Can this mouse be an object of sadness and suffering? Now, I cannot read the Bill mind when I was dreaming, but Bill started staring at my master. If Melinda is not an object of loveless life, how you lived your loveless life? Is she an object of sadness, loveless? Then obviously I can say, then you become a subject of loveless. Did you understand this? Huh? Do you understand this? That's a beautiful principle coming from. I wanted to narrate this dream and waste your time so that we can go to the higher principles. So, can any person, including Melinda, be an object of sadness and loveless? Answer is no. So you branded her an object of sadness. That is why you became a subject of sadness and loveless. Did you get it? Normally we do. No, you people don't do it, but normally other people do. They see, oh, look at this person, how sad looking, he wasted my entire day. Bill said, but Master said, hold on. You are obsessed with seeking love from her, but she is not capable. So you did not agree. You pushed her with your imagination because mind has a strong desire. You have an expectation of love for life. In expectation, your mind is obsessed. You do not want to listen. You start calculating the cost. Expectation makes intellect paralyzed. Chat is real. Do you see? Expectation makes intellect paralyzed. Then Master says, are you a wise, foolish? I'm not saying, I dreamed. What I heard, I'm just using it. Why? Wise do not suffer. You claim you are wise. Do you understand this? Everything is happening in the knowledge. If the mind moves rightly, with a commitment, you are listening and you are understanding the principles and it is absorbed. Did I tell you commitment? If you keep your ego in abeyance, you will be there. If you invite ego, no, I know. Means loveless life, you can say feeling sad, emotional dependence, then mind keeps accumulating the impression, and then it becomes difficult to smile. No, how can I smile? Because I see your sad face. It has nothing to do with you. You cannot be an object of my sadness. Are you getting it? No, I'm getting it. You're talking wisely. You claim you are living a loveless life. You create an English sentence. Are you wise, fool, or wise, foolish? There is no object of sadness. Not at all. It does not exist. So Bill said, it appears so. The Master said, if there is no object of sadness, where is the subject of loveless life? You say that I lived my loveless life. You are a subject. This is the power of satsang. This is the power of listening. The knowledge from the teachers. Teacher has their own expression. Bill said, I have to think in the way you think. Bill is always very intelligent genius. I have watched many of his interviews closely. He never opposes. So he said, I have to think in the way you think. I'll come back to you after contemplation. So he left, and the Master told the audience he is still keeping loveless feeling, not ready to accept. No, I'm not saying anything to you guys, Are you getting it? That no object, so no subject of sadness, loveless feeling. That is why satsang is required again and again. Loveless feeling is subjective feeling. It is not objective. You cannot say it is objective, that you are responsible for my sorrow and suffering. Not possible. Loveless feeling is neither the property of any person, nor any situation, nor any object. Do you agree? Say yes. And you are there. Last message. Now, dream was long, but I'm concluding. The master told the audience, because Bill has already left. So, master asked the audience where this loveless feeling and thought exists. Can you tell me? Sadness, grief, suffering, loveless feeling exist. If it exists, it cannot be destroyed. But it exists in ignorance. Satasangatve nisasangatvam. I'm just explaining the verse. By the satsang results into dispassion. And it is the dispassion that realizes this loveless feeling, sadness, craziness does not exist. Because it only exists in ignorance. No, don't say it only exists in ignorance. It exists in me. I'm not able to express it. I will prove it exists. As long as you prove you are not committed, your ego is working from the past knowledge, loveless feeling. Okay, no, I agree with you that it exists. So, it exists in measurement. Can you give me 5 meters of your loveless feeling? Oh, no, give me 1 gallon. My friends, that is the beauty. I'm not going further. It exists in the body? No. It exists in the subtle body? No. But it exists in the subtle body because of ignorance. My master again asked in the last that how much loveless feeling you have for the last 27 years. Can you guess? Measurement in meters or gallon or kilogram or in miles. It exists in ignorance. It does not exist in knowledge. So the moment this delusion goes away, the mind becomes natural. That is the third line of the verse. Satasangatve nisasangatvam nisasangatve nirmohatvam nirmohatve. Huh? Nirmohatve. What is that? Nirmohatve. Nishchal tattvam, the mind becomes natural because now I realize there is no object of sadness, grief, suffering, loveless life outside. So that subject of sadness and the suffering also dissolve. Mind is natural. That natural state of the mind is in the highest state of meditation. Close your eyes. Close your eyes